This presentation is for Health Concerns in Seniors Living Alone by Sharon Hokinson. Profile. I used a personal experience in order to do this presentation, so I will be reading this profile on my mom. Shelley is a 58-year-old woman living in Broken Bow, Nebraska. She lost her husband a year ago unexpectedly. All of her children have left home for school or are raising young families of their own. Her children live out of state, and she is a proud grandmother of 15 beautiful grandchildren. She has lived in small-town Nebraska for over 15 years and loves the wonderful Nebraska thunderstorms and friends and adopted family she has gained over the years in Broken Bow and surrounding communities. She has been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, with hypertension and many other comorbidities. Her most recent challenge is being diagnosed with stage 4 kidney failure, leading to her dependence upon dialysis, which she travels an hour one way 3 times a week to receive. Size of the population of individuals who are 60 years old or older. Locally in Custer County, Nebraska, 22.4% of these individuals are living at home alone. Statewide in Nebraska, 18.7% of the state population are elderly adults. Nationally, 26% of individuals are living at home alone. Internationally, the median proportion of persons 60 plus living alone was 12%, with Afghanistan and many other Middle Eastern countries considered to have 1% of their elderly as living at home alone. With European countries, it was higher, between 21 and 35%. So the median is very wide the median is 12%, with the range being a very wide population of individuals living at home alone. I'd like to share this video that shows a woman's perspective on some of the specific concerns that individuals living at home alone will face.
Hi, my name is Carol Marek, and today's topic is seniors living alone. As you may know, growing older comes with a whole set of concerns. But growing older and living alone comes with very unique circumstances. And according to the U.S. Census data, close to 25% of all seniors across the U.S. live alone. So here are a couple of tips to kind of think about and to prepare for being in this situation. First off, build a very close relationship with your primary care physician and office staff. Secondly, stay active and build close relationships with your peers who live nearby. And if at all possible, live near public transportation. And if that's not possible, then get to know other transportation options and make sure they're viable and reliable. And lastly, make sure your home is safe enough to grow older in. So get a home safety check either through a geriatric care manager or a local home care agency. Please share, subscribe, and like us.
Some specific concerns that individuals living at home may face are mobility within one's home, travel and transportation, health and medical management, loneliness and isolation. For travel and transportation, I want to specifically mention that difficulty they may face in transportation to essential medical professionals or medical treatments that they may have. For example, our profile, Shelley Hokinson, drives herself 1 hour down to dialysis and an hour back 3 days a week, which can pose a risk and a concern for her and for other individuals on the road. Contributing factors and root causes. Individuals living at home alone do not have access to proper assistance, healthcare, or essential services, and this often results in accidents, injury, or illness. Elderly may also have a difficult time understanding their situation because they are often not ready to seek out more help or assistance when needed. Fear and isolation are also a big part of this. When individuals have support systems in place, they can do very well for a long time prior to needing further care within or outside of those individuals' homes. Communicable diseases and infections. This population are at high risk for developing diseases or infections because many of these individuals have pre-existing conditions and comorbidities. Some common infections among the elderly are influenza, bacterial pneumonia, skin infections such as MRSA, VRE, and herpes zoster, urinary tract infections, or gastrointestinal tract infections. All of these can be of great concern in elderly adults. Non-communicable diseases or infections. Some of the most common diseases in aging adults are adult onset diabetes, arthritis, kidney and bladder problems, dementia, Parkinson's disease, glaucoma, lungs disease, cataracts, osteoporosis, enlarged prostate, Alzheimer's disease, macular degeneration, depression, and cardiovascular disease. According to the CDC, a lot of these sicknesses, disability, even death associated with chronic disease can be avoided through preventative measures. If we ensure that our elderly are receiving the proper care that they need, oftentimes we can prevent some, if not all, of these common long-term or chronic diseases. Self-care or self-harm. For older adults living at home, they're often at risk of falls and other injuries that may come from difficulty with mobility. Self-harm concerns often are centered around the individual's ability to manage their medication administration. These difficulties often arise from issues with visibility or memory problems. Risk for harm by or to others. Often these individuals have a difficult time relinquishing their independence. Specifically, driving can be a risk to others on the road if they are unable to see or anticipate the risk to others. The biggest risk of harm from others would be abuse. Elders are often targeted by abusers, and these abuses come in many forms such as physical, mental, emotional, financial, neglect, or sexual abuse. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and have learned something about the aging population that is a large portion of our national populations.